Good morning, everybody. I am going to start my first Hallmark Christmas movie review in the car, in the Starbucks drive-thru, waiting for my coffee, to which I added 2 shots of peppermint syrup. You know why? Because Hallmark says it's Christmas season. Is it Christmas season? Absolutely 100% not Christmas season. It is like October 24th. Hold please, I need to get my order. I'm back. And believe me, I'm being safe because we're only driving like 1 mile per hour in the drive-thru. Um, you, Me, and the Christmas Trees is going to be our first movie. It's the first movie that Hallmark put out. It was released on Friday. And so only fitting that it should be the first movie that I talk about. I'm going to try to be orderly this season. And again, like I said last night, I'm going to try to watch all the movies. It doesn't mean I'm going to get through all the movies. Most likely I'm not going to because they're going to... I mean, I don't know. Maybe this year is going to be like all good movies. But like last year, and especially when it's off, when it's not Christmas, like I'll start watching something and I'll just be like, no, I can't watch this. So, because, it's Hallmark, and Hallmark is not known for its cinematic quality. Like, my kid walked in last night while I was watching this movie, and she was like, sounds terrible. And I was like, she walked in on some scene, I think it was toward the end, where kind of Danica was giving this very sentimental speech, and I was like, well, this part is very, very Hallmark right now that you walked in. We all know there are just certain themes, certain tropes, certain things that are known to be Hallmark. I gotta turn the corner and pay attention, so I'm gonna be back. Okay, the person ahead of me is taking a little bit longer than I thought, but I just have a question. Like, they were paying with cash. It is so weird for me to see cash going back and forth and change and coins, and, like, I can't remember the last time I used cash for anything. Like, do you guys use cash for stuff? Am I the only one who's using it? Okay, I gotta go. I took my first sip in the car. All I can tell you is it's beginning to taste like fake Christmas. So much so. That little bit of peppermint, chef's kiss. I'm going to tell you something else. I don't like candy canes. I don't like Starlight Mints. I don't like peppermint gum. But peppermint with chocolate, like a York peppermint patty, or like an Andes, the ones that are like the chocolate little thin things with the green in the middle. Mint, peppermint. This, 5 stars. And also 5 stars is You, Me, and the Christmas Trees. I love this movie. I love Benjamin Ayres. Like, he's adorable. Like, that's the type of guy that I would like to be walking down the street and he would just be like, hey, would you like to come and see my tree farm? And then marry me and we live happily ever after. Like, he is like my type, tall and dark and got that stubble going on. Also sentimentally, we go way back to that, my favorite made-for-TV Christmas movie. Old thing to say, but it is an ABC Family movie, not a Hallmark movie, but still, 12 Dates of Christmas. Fantastic. Anyway, he wasn't the lead in that, but still, that movie's wonderful if you haven't seen it. Like, it's so good. It's so rewatchable. It's Groundhog Day meets like a Hallmark movie with an edge, and it's so good. Anyway, so he's fantastic. Danica McKellar, one of my favorites. Also in this movie, giving me so much life, Jason Hervey from Wonder Years. That just gave me chills to say that. So he was the big brother on Wonder Years. I hope I'm remembering that correctly. And Danica was, of course, Winnie Cooper, like one of her probably most favorite, famous roles. So to see him in this movie, and he is, for all intents and purposes, the villain of the movie. Has a couple of scenes and they're fantastic. like he said to, so the situation is Benjamin has this tree farm. Something's happening to his trees when he cuts them. He wants to figure out what's going on. And Danica is, of course, an evergreen specialist. Like she's like a scientist, but which, and like in real life, she's hella smart and knows math and shit. So that was great. Uh, so she's like a evergreen specialist. So they actually meet cute with the fender bender beef and after he has talked to her on the phone and hired her, and then they get in a fender bender, and it turns out that they're going to the same place, and it's like, I like that they kind of threw in that little meet cute on top of that. So meet cute, meet annoying, like it was your fault that we had this accident kind of thing. So those are always fun. Anyway, so she's basically, the whole premise is she's trying to figure out what's why when you cut his trees down, like in 2 days the needles are getting brown and stuff. So and then there's that then there's a lot of Christmas in this movie because she has to stay there because her car's all messed up because part of her car falls off. It's probably like the catalytic converter that people like to steal, like nowadays, like this is a very popular thing to steal. And it falls off, and so she has to stay in town, of course. But luckily, his cousin, I think it is, owns this inn that's adorable, and they have lots of Christmas activities going on in this town because it's Connecticut, and it's like, lots of great stuff happening. Anyway, so Jason Hervey runs the competing tree lot in town, and he calls her tree lady, and his thing to say is good day, and like good day, tree lady. And that's not doing it justice. When you watch the movie, there was a part of the movie where he said good day, and tree lady, and it had me cackling, like I was laughing out loud. So that's really all you need to know. Of course, like it's not a spoiler to say that they're going to wind up falling in love. And there's the other part of the movie is that her parents are involved, and her parents are like super fancy, and they don't do Christmas the way that Benjamin Ayers' family does Christmas, which is very like, homey and rustic and things like that. And she's like, damn, I'm really like, because she doesn't even like hardly like Christmas. She gets to the hotel, and like there's all these Christmas decorations and stuff, and she like moves them aside so she can put down her like computer and her science stuff. And then she starts to fall in love with Christmas because they do Christmas right in this town. And she winds up telling her parents, like, I don't want to come home for your like stuffy ass, like rich people Christmas. And then the parents drive up to see her and, get to see how she likes Christmas. And then, of course, toward the end, there has to be like this little conflict where, she and Benjamin Ayers have this little beef about something, but it's such a minor little beef. But I was like, I'm literally like, here's the beef that like we're waiting for, because you have to have a little bit of a beef. And, but then they get back together, everything's great, Christmas is spent here, it's wonderful, it's fabulous, it's fantastic. And I really enjoyed it. It was very entertaining. The two leads are great. I think they have great chemistry. There's the humor in it because Jason Hervey's great. I love his mom. She's just a very like down to earth sort of character. Like, I wanted to go to that town. This is a sign of a good Hallmark movie. Do you want to go to that town? Do you want to go hang out there and have Christmas there? If so, pretty much 5 stars. So out of the gate, Hallmark's looking good. On to the next, which is next up for me while I drink this morning. Boyfriend's a Christmas Past. I really want to skip on to that Luke McFarlane movie. Maybe I'll crush them both today because I did a lot of stuff on the first day of my weekend, and today I'm planning to do a lot of nothing. And by nothing, I mean Hallmark Christmas movies. So anyway, thanks for listening. 5 stars. I know there's something that I'm probably forgetting to mention. I think you're going to like this movie. What else can I say? Okay, thanks. Bye. Or little thing. This doesn't take away any of the stars from the movie, but they were doing this thing that was bugging me and distracting me and pulling out of the movie, where it's common. I feel like even more so now, like after the pandemic and video calling and Zooming and became more of a thing. I feel like I've seen it more since then. Maybe I'm just more conscious of it. But whenever she would call her mom, they would do this thing where instead of just showing like her sitting at a thing talking to the phone, like if someone were filming me from the side or someone were filming me from over here. They were doing a thing where she was like staring straight at the camera, and then they would have her mom staring straight at the camera, and it would literally take me out of the movie every time they did that. And there was one time she was talking to mom, and then dad comes in, and he sort of just comes over to the side like right at the end, but she doesn't even acknowledge dad, and I'm sure dad must have been in the frame. And I was just like, damn, that's gold. And then I was like, maybe dad is literally just a prop, because like when they have people in the movies that don't have a speaking role, and then like you have to pay them extra like as soon as they say something. And I was like, oh shit, maybe this is like dad can't say anything because he's not getting paid. And then dad showed up later and like was talking. So it was kind of weird that he didn't pop in and be like, hi honey, and she was like, hi dad, love you too, or something. I don't know, I thought that was kind of weird. So the phone calls between her and her mom, which were like necessary to show the relationship and like a good tool, the way that they shot that just distracted me. Still 5 stars, still great. Go watch it. Loved it. Okay, thanks. Bye.